Welcome to Living with Social Anxiety Disorder Part 8. I thought I would make another video and basically just kind of talk about trying to help overcome this disorder. Is not as easy as everyone who doesn't suffer from it or live with it can understand, or they think. Basically, we struggle every single day. Some days are better than other days. And it's really hard to get those other people who can't relate or understand to understand. They tend to more or less cast you aside because they don't want to be bothered to deal with it. Or at some point, they don't want to deal with it anymore with the people that they love, just because they simply don't understand it. Even though you try to relate it to other things that they are going through and suffer from, they just think it's different. It's just, being out there in the social community is just, it's no big deal. So why are you having such a big problem with this? Or if they can get over certain things, then why can't we get over certain things? But everyone's different, and everyone heals from things differently, and also they deal with things differently. And so you've got to take in respect for that, because if you don't, then you don't really truly help the other people who are suffering and living with this every day. You are more or less helping them stay in their little world and having a harder time to process things because you're making life very difficult for them. You may think you're helping, or, oh good, now we'll just make her stand on her own 2 feet, or him, and it's a lot more complicated than just throwing someone out in the water and hoping that they can swim. It's not like that. It's not something that you can just dive right into and go, okay, I'm right out here all by myself. Now what? Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to do this because no one's there to help me. But it's not that simple. You either will tend to be homeless because you can't deal with anything, so you end up on a street corner just dying. Or you find all kinds of ways to try to commit suicide so that you could try to escape this world because no one understands you. And it goes with a lot of disorders. It's not just this one. There's a lot of different disorders out there that people can handle a whole lot differently than they do. And not everything is cured by the magical pills that, society has developed. They want to make you numb. They create drastic side effects like getting fat, and that just takes your self-esteem right down to the bottom. It makes you more suicidal sometimes. It does not help you at all. There are some who it works for, and that's great. It's wonderful that they could be able to use those drugs and alter something chemically within their bodies to be able to help them cope and deal with things better. But you're really not dealing with the underlying problem. You're just covering it up, coaxing it with something else. Being addicted to something else. It's like an alcoholic drowning in alcohol to escape their day-to-day lives of stress. It's not something that you should be doing. People should be worrying about creating things that will help us to cope and deal with life better. If we need help at first, then hell, give us that help, Don't be so stingy and ungrateful and make the person you're trying to help, feel like you have to be there for them, whether because you're family or you're a friend or you maybe just care about people, and it's just like you resent them at the same time as trying to help them, and that doesn't help them, you know. We are very emotional people who suffer from this disorder. We take things a lot differently than most people, and we take it to heart. And those people who are helping us, we are very grateful to them. But in the same vote, we also know that they're forcing it on you and forcing themselves to do something that deep down they don't really want to do, but they feel obligated, whether it's as a human being or, like I said, family or friend or just a caring person. It's just, you need to do it without resentment. You need to help people, who suffer from anything, any type of disorders, to basically just, help teach them the skills that somehow they're not learning, they're not grasping. Find different ways to try to approach them about it, and maybe something will stick. Something will work for one person that may not work for another, and in the end, everyone's happy because they're getting the help, they're learning the tools that they need to learn to be able to move on and make a productive life. More so than, being around the house and trying not to go out because it's uncomfortable. But we seek just as much, love and attention and approval out there as anybody else. We just have a lot harder time getting to those results because of a mental block, or tools that you just don't learn. No matter how many times somebody tries to teach you it, it's obviously not being taught to you the right way because you're still not getting it. It's like a foreign language. It's just, you have to find different ways for people to learn, how to cope with what they have and their surroundings. Everyone's going to be different, One system isn't going to work the same for everybody. And that's what society right now is trying to do, is fit every one of these people with any type of disorder, any type of problem, all in just one little box and say, okay, well, this helps everybody. Well, it's not going to. And as much as, all those people out there who is in high authority with all the degrees and creating all the drugs and all the other different little things to say, okay, well, this is how you're supposed to do this, and this is how you get over it. There is no one way to get over a disorder, a phobia, anything that you are struggling with. There's not just one way for the whole world to run by. And you can't box this up like that and just assume that everyone's going to fit into this little category. And, there's right now, all these disorders have such a wide spectrum of vague area, and it's really hard to try to pinpoint where exactly someone fits in. What are you, a social phobic? Do you have social anxiety disorder? Why don't you say they're just all the same damn thing? Because basically, in reality, that's what it is. So, just try to help other people the best that you can. If you can't handle something, say, you know what, I am not handling this very well. I can't help you anymore. I don't know what else I can do to help you. And, don't hate them for it. Don't sit there and not be their friend or not their family members because you don't understand what they're going through. You don't understand their actions and the things that they try to do to reach out to be able to find comfort for themselves and to be able to help themselves recover. And I'll go along with that in my next video because I'm running out of time.